Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Please reach out to me directly. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com for pricing details. Today, we are discussing the Moonwatch in its opulent form as it's existed since 2021. Coaxial and a master chronometer. This is the latest Sedna Red Gold Omega Speedmaster Professional Moonwatch. 42 millimeters in diameter in 5N Sedna Red Gold. This watch is 13.5 millimeters thick and from lug tip to lug tip, 47.8 millimeters, and it has a 20 millimeter spacing between the lugs. We'll throw this watch on my wrist, which is 16 centimeters in circumference, and get a good sense of how it wears. It's large. It must have seemed enormous back in the early days of the Apollo program. A 42 millimeter watch back then was huge. It has a sizable presence even today. I'd recommend you have a wrist of at least 15 centimeters circumference before attempting to wear this watch. The fact that it's in full gold makes it even weightier. The strap is of high quality, reflecting that this is a luxury model with sapphire over both sides. We have large rectangular scale alligator leather and semi-gloss finish with a little bit of bolstering. We have a broad folded edge, a monotone stitch. We have black calfskin on the bottom. It is a brand new Omega factory strap, and it has a folding clasp that is alternately polished and satinated. Twin trigger release, you press both triggers, it opens up. You can see internally it is engine turned and satinated. Now taking a quick look at how this operates, you stick the strap in, you buckle it down, you close the clasp. All the excess length is hidden underneath the strap, so there's no need for minder loops and there's no extra length flapping in the breeze. The case is familiar, lyre style lugs. How many times have you heard it? Inward bevel, outward bevel, with the outward bevel polished and running end to end. We also have a longitudinally satinated midcase. The underside of the bezel is polished. The top of the bezel features nostalgic elements like the dot over 90 and the diagonal dot under 70. It is an anodized aluminum insert. And then we have the asymmetrical case profile that marked the arrival of the professional models in the mid-1960s. Prior ones had no crown guard structures. We have a sapphire crystal that has a nice domed profile to echo the look of the Hesselite, and then a dial base that is matte black with sort of gilt rose gold printing. And because this is a luxury model, we have rose gold applied indices and Omega logo with hands to match. We have dished sub-registers and constant seconds for the chronograph. We'll do a quick loom shot. And one feature that I appreciate on this watch is that the chronograph seconds hand is loomed, so you know your watch is running if you must have the lights off. Push down crown, 50 meters water resistant, so it's not notably more water resistant than a Moonwatch. Of course, we still have a La Manna based movement on the reverse side, but is far more modified from the La Manna 1873 than the prior display case back 1863 was. For the first time, we have a coaxial master chronometer movement, so it's METAS certified, which includes chronometry up to and beyond the standards of the COSC, but also power reserve, shock resistance, anti-magnetism, and water resistance. Master chronometer is a full cased up watch test. It pivots on 26 joules, beats away at the 25,200 vibration per hour rate that is germane to all Swatch Group watches with silicone hairsprings, and it does have an anti-magnetic silicone hairspring as well as a free-sprung architecture for precise adjustment as well as shock tolerance. It's still a cam, lateral clutch chrono. You can see the cam function selector here, and I have to say, such is the might of La Manna and Omega these days, that there is no difference between the crispness of this cam and a well-tuned column wheel. We still have the lateral clutch, chosen in large part because it is remarkably shock tolerant. This whole watch in NASA service would be in stainless steel with a Hesselite crystal, but still, it's the same running gear and the same size watch, the same basic layout. This is just a richer version of the watch that still flies with NASA today. And you can see that the movement is nicely finished, though not quite to the standard of the previous 1863. In terms of finish, it's somewhere between the previous 1861 closed caseback movement and the 1863 that was designed for display casebacks. It gets a little bit more power reserves. The previous movement's 48 hours becomes an even 50 in this application. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase pricing details. Remember, in addition to pricing details, you can get a cool gouge like this. This is the first Speedmaster Professional Moonwatch with hacking seconds.